The real question is this: are we living a full life? Are we making the right decisions when it comes to children, marriage, work, faith, and so many more issues we deal with daily? How can we know with confidence we are living a full life?
Welcome to the Full Life Crew podcast. We are your hosts and life coaches, Jareth and Deborah Navarre. We will help you find the confidence in those critical areas of your life. Our goal is to help you bring to your family the support, structure, and providence we all desire so we can live the life we want to live. A complete life, a joyful life, a full life.
We are so glad you're here. Now let's get started.
Hey, welcome to the Full Life Crew podcast. I'm Jareth.
And I'm Deborah.
And today we're talking about 5 reasons to hold off on giving your kid a smartphone.
Smartphones are everywhere these days. Every kid you see walking around has one, little kids and older kids.
And your kid can probably feel a little on the outside if they don't have a smartphone.
There's so many, even in the schools these days, that's how teachers communicate, through reminds, through the apps on the phones. So it can be a little scary giving your child a smartphone.
Now, we're not saying don't give your child a phone. We're saying don't give your child, or 5 reasons to hold off on giving your child a smartphone. Because we know there's situations where there's parents that have to have communication with their child. Let's say you're a single mom or single parent, and your child walks home after school and you don't get home till 5 or 6. If there's an emergency, that child needs to be able to get in touch with someone. In those situations, we highly recommend like the old traditional flip phone, a phone without access to the internet or social media.
Yeah, they still have phones out there where you can just call and text.
And just to state up front, we are going to touch on social media, but social media will be a whole separate podcast and how we handle social media here in our house.
So responsibility on when you give your child a phone, are they going to lose it? Are they going to break it? Are they going to run up your bill with way too many texts?
Yeah, because cell phones aren't cheap.
No, they're not cheap.
And then they have access to games and...
so they could download all kind of stuff on it and run up your bill, and then all of a sudden you're hit with this $1,000 bill, and you're like, wait a minute, what happened?
Or you buy them a brand new phone, and next thing you know, they destroy it.
Somebody steals it. So responsibility is a big thing.
Or they leave it somewhere. Another big reason why you should hold off on giving your child. Now, when we say this at our house, it's 12 to 13 before you get a smartphone. And to us, we still think that's a little bit young to get a smartphone. But another reason why is they're just not developmentally ready for the smartphone. It gives kids access to things that they're just not ready to handle, like adult content, social media, and then there's access to online predators that can access your child that are smarter and understand the internet and and can reach your children in a way that could be dangerous.
Yeah, and a lot of times kids won't voice that if something like that occurs on their phone. They're going to try and hide it from you, thinking it's, which isn't good, because that's another thing about mentally developed. They should talk to you about that.
Yeah, a predator may be telling them things like, don't tell your parents, so they don't tell your parents, So, kids don't have the ability to really discern right and wrong at a young age. It's something that even adults are still working on, figuring out right and wrong.
Yeah, another point we have is family time. Smartphones these days, you can download all kind of games. There's all kind of stuff to do on them. So a lot of times your kid will be sitting there on the phone instead of coming outside to enjoy a nice kickball game with the family, or even if you're sitting down to watch a movie together or just riding in the car. There's not a lot of conversation anymore between parents and kids because they're on their phones. So a lot of family time is taken away.
And you need to be communicating with your kids more than ever these days, because there's so many issues that are out front and in public and on that cell phone. And speaking of interference, I'm going to interfere with this podcast right now, and I'm going to thank our sponsor. Have you ever dreamed of owning your own business? Maybe you thought about franchises, but weren't quite sure which one's right for you? Well, let me tell you a little bit about Tiki. Tiki's is a shaved ice cream, and coffee franchise that started in Boca Raton, Florida, and now has expanded into multiple locations across the U.S. So what makes Tiki so special? Well, Tiki's offers unique products that people love. Shaved ice cream, and coffee. Not to mention their franchise model is low cost and easy to operate. Tiki's also provides extensive training and support to all their franchisees. So if you're looking for an opportunity to be your own boss, then I urge you to consider Tiki's Franchising. Contact them today at tikisfranchising.com to learn more about the franchise. Yes, Tiki's is absolutely phenomenal and it's growing fast. There's an opportunity. It's ground floor. You need to get in while you can. Or if you just need to book Tiki's for a birthday party or something else that's going on. Another reason why you should hold off on giving your kid a smartphone is it can distract them from their schoolwork. Your child could be making bad grades because you decided, or we decided as parents, to give them a Christmas gift. And then that Christmas gift has just devoured all their time, energy, and effort. Or there's something happening on the phone. Maybe there's one of those online fights and they're consumed by that. So they're not spending time on their school and their grade. Or they're having the phone all night and staying up late at night on the phone, on social media or on other things. And it's just consuming them, so they're spending less time on schoolwork, less time on their sports, less time on their real life friends, and it can be a huge distraction and cost them big down the road.
Yeah, especially if, the parent is working, the kid's used to coming home, sitting down doing the homework, getting it done. Now they're coming home with their smartphone, and instead of homework, they're sitting down to watch a video, play a game, or do something else distracting, and the homework doesn't get done. And then when they show up for the test or to turn the homework in, they don't know how to do it.
Another thing it can lead to is bad habits. Like, you don't want your kid just to sit around and watch TV all day, but yet it's okay to let them sit around and sit on their phone all day. So, the phone is easier to conceal. It's like TV, you got to go where the TV is in the room, and while you're watching TV, everybody else can see what you're watching, and everybody else is in the room. But you can take your phone and you can go hide somewhere and then be on your phone for hours and hours at a time. Not only that, it creates bad habits that way. It also can create other things like poor posture. It can cause eye problems, sight problems, headaches, neck pain. There's a list of health issues that the cell phone has created for young people. We're going to talk more about social media, but I know here at our house, the one thing that really comes to mind when we're talking about cell phones is we had an incident with Alyssa and social media, which led to a young boy making threats and other things, and it was an issue.
Yeah, so we don't allow our kids to have social media.
No, we do allow them to have social media, but
not in 12, 13 years old, no.
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 Malia does not have social media outside of anything that like the Full Life crew is on that you would see. But like some of the ones that are detrimental are like TikTok and Snapchat. Snapchat is the worst. Parents, if you're listening to me right now, go to your child's phone. If your child is in your household, go to their phone right now and delete the Snapchat app. Delete it. There's nothing good that will come from it. It is a horrible app. And we'll talk about that more next time or later at a later podcast. Matter of fact, you want to do social media next?
That'll work. Yeah, that sounds like a good topic.
How about that? Tune in next time where we'll talk about social media and how we deal with social media in our house. And we are a social media family.
we have a lot of social media out there.
One of the reasons we're on social media is because of such the negative experiences we've had with our family on social media. We're trying to bring a positive outlook and positive things to social media because most of it is negative.
Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed our podcast, please like it and share with your family and friends.
And remember, while you're out there doing your best, trying to live your best life, trying to live the absolute fullest life you can, remember, life's a journey.
Enjoy the ride.
Did you enjoy the podcast? Would you like to sponsor a podcast? If you're looking to advertise your brand, product, or message, our platforms are the best place to do it. We reach a large and engaging audience, and we can help you get your message out there. If you want to learn more about how you can advertise with us, visit us at thefulllifecrew.com/shop. So thank you once again for listening and tuning into our podcast. And just remember, while you're out there trying to live your absolute best full life, life's a journey. Enjoy the ride.